Hello everyone. A very good morning to all of you. My name is Trupti Hadia, and today the second day of our presentation. My topic of presentation is virtue or manipulation, a critical analysis of uh, Pamela's character. So these are my personal information. Then table of contents. And my research question is does Samuel Richardson's Pamela portray its protagonist as a true embodiment of a virtue, or does she manipulate circumstances for social mobility in 18th century England's patriarchal society? uh, and my hypothesis is Pamela blends genuine virtue with strategic manipulation, while her resistance to Mr. B's advances showcases her moral integrity, and her deliberate actions and carefully crafted letters suggest a calculated use of virtue to secure sympathy, influence outcomes, and achieve social and economic advancement within a rigid class structure. So here we can say that in the character of Pamela, we find both the thing. The manipulation also play the role, and as well as the virtue here also play the major role. So that's why her character is includes these both the things. And to support this, my research question, here is one quote by Margaret N. Dudy, that Pamela's virtue is a weapon as well as a defense, and it is precisely because it is so closely tied to her manipulation of the world around her that it becomes the source of her weapon. So we also can say that virtue is like a weapon for Pamela. She embodied to her virtue, and eventually she was rewarded. Here are the information regarding the Samuel Richardson. His birth on 1689 England, and his reputation, one of the first novelists in the English literature, known as the pioneer of the epistolary novel, and key works Pamela, Clarissa, the history of Sir Charles Grandison. And brief information regarding the novel Pamela. Uh, its summary follows the chronicles the experiences of Pamela Andrew, and virtuous maidservant who resists the advances of her employee, and Mr. B. Her steadfast virtue eventually leads to her marriage to Mr. B and social elevation. And themes includes virtue and morality, class and social mobility, gender dynamics and power. Now let us justify the character Pamela as a virtuous model. Though Pamela is a young servant, as we have discussed, and protagonist of Samuel Richardson's 1714 novel, and she represents the 18th century ideal of femininity, immorality, and social class, and embodying the complexity of female agency and autonomy and resilience. If you look at the historical background of the novel, or the key element of that age, so social class, 18th century England, rigid social hierarchy and influence Richardson's portrayal of Pamela's rise from servant to lady. So in this novel we find that initially the Pamela was a servant, and and the society, how society were looking at the status of female. Just to have good marriages, and social class issues were there. And the second would be the gender role, women's limited options to societal expectation during this period, uh, that also shape the character of Pamela. And the narrative, then literary education, the growing middle class increased success to education and literature contributed to the novel's popularity. Then economic condition of England's rising capitalist economy also affected or influenced this novel. And this both that Pamela's virtue, and then the manipulation it shows. If we show see the her virtue, then we can count her moral integrity, that how he was adhered to his value, and refused Mr. B's advances that symbolize his commitment to her value. Then the resilience, that he was constant facing a pressure from the Mr. B, and then also she remains faithful to his virtue. Then innocence, as she was a young lady, and innocent, and not aware of all that kind of thing. Instead of she adhered to her virtue. Then respect. Pamela values her autonomy and refuses to compromise her virtue for personal gain, and emphasizing her respect. Though at the end of the novel, she married to the Mr. B, but initially, till the marriage, she don't compromise with her virtue. If we see it was a manipulation or the virtue, then manipulation element, here we find strategic virtue, that while Pamela claims to hold a strong moral values, and she uses her virtue strategically to gain control over Mr. B and manipulated the situation to her advantage. And emotional blackmail, that Pamela cleverly uses Mr. B's guilt and emotion to manipulate his action. Mr. B was initially start to pressure also to Pamela and seduce her, but Pamela adhered to her virtues, and that thing ultimately, when Mr. B reads the journal of the Pamela, and ultimately the changes took in the character of this Mr. B. Then passive resistance. Pamela's passive resistance involves indirect method to reject Mr. B's advances. And then social climbing. Ultimately, she married to the Mr. B. That symbolizes social climbing. But with this social climbing, she was added to her virtue. Till the marriage, she refused Mr. B for seducing. Then if we see it is a proto-feminist or patriarchal fantasy, women's agency in Pamela. Then proto-feminist element here, or challenging patriarchal norms, is some of the lines from the letters, that I will not stay to be insulted by such a weak gentleman. She said this to in letter 20 to Mr. B. uh, and then I shall never be give up my virtue though I lose my life. This she tells to her parents. Then I have a pity on me, good sir, and do not ruin me. To Mr. B in letter 7, then I will write to you, though I know it will be ruin. It will be my ruin to his parents. So these all statements suggest the patriarchal norm, or challenging the patriarchal norm here. Then patriarchal fantasy, that reinforcing patriarchal norms. I shall be happy to serve you and be under your protection. In letter 15, she tells to Mr. B. Then Pamela's emotional vulnerability, that I am poor, a helpless creature, and if I'll fall, what will become of me? To his parents, and Mr. B's control over Pamela's fate. That if I fall, what will become of me? Letter 6 to his parents. This shows here. It shows the dependency on the another person of Pamela. Then if we compare one here novel, this Don Quixote novel. We can compare with this Pamela. This novel also emphasize on the idealism or virtue. Then if we discuss the term, what is quixotism, that it literal terms derived from Miguel de Cervantes' novel Don Quixote. It refers the philosophical and literary movement characterized by excessive idealism and naivety and lack of practicality. Then misinterpretation of reality through idealized lenses and tendency to confuse fiction with reality. So here, this novel, Don Quixote, we can compare with the Pamela, as it also emphasize on the virtue. But here we find this picture of the novel, that the main character here uh, is he rides the horse, where her friend rides the this donkey, and they were on adventure, and this main character is he's in fantasy that he's going to be a knight, and he has that kind of fantasy. So her friend has rides on a donkey, but he is ground to the earth, and here he was aware of his simplicity, or the and the he was down to earth, one was a practical, where this main character has he was riding on a horse, but it was old, and was not able to fulfill his desire. So uh, this shows the false fantasy. So here we can say that this novel also can compare with Pamela, as it also emphasize on virtue. But Pamela Pamela is ground to is originality, but and gets the rewards at the end. But here the main character does not gain the rewards, as he was in a fantasy. Yes, the element of quixotism in Pamela we have discussed. Then, if we compare the one this movie Tanu Waits Manu Returns with the character of Pamela. So, in Pamela, her virtues to resist Mr. B's advances and secure social mobility. And this Tanu Waits Manu Returns, this movie had the character Kusum, played by Kangna Ranaut, uses her virtuous nature to influence Manu's behavior and win his affection. So here also we see that the Mr. B ultimately changes his behavior, and ultimately married to this Pamela. And here Manu, the main hero, also ultimate married to the Kusum by his simplicity and her virtuous nature. uh, and social mobility. Ultimately, Pamela also gains the social mobility, and Kusum was also coming from the very background of farming of her father, and but his good nature and virtuous nature ultimately leads to the reward. So here also we find the comparison with this movie. And in a conclusion, Pamela, the protagonist balances true virtue with calculated manipulation, using her resistance to Mr. Bean's advances and her strategic action to secure social mobility within a rigid patriarchal society. And this blend of sincerity and strategy allows her to rise above her humble beginnings, illustrating the complexity of virtue as both moral stance and means of social mobility and patriarchal world. So our question was it a virtue or manipulation? It consists of both the thing in the character of Pamela. Pamela was either to his virtue, and also the manipulation was also there. Like Mr. B was also manipulating Pamela. Pamela was strategically manipulate the situation, as she makes aware of everything which was done to her by the Mr. B and her job. So he also strategically uh, use this and use this Yes, and these are my references. And thank you. Now the questions are welcome.
So, Trupti, my question is, what is the defining trait of Pamela's character?
Pamela can be generally associated with his virtues, nature, his resistance. Though he was coming from the very basic background of servant in the 18th century, but ultimately she was either to his virtue, and then she gets the rewards of it. So, main the his virtuous nature can be characterized as its trait of her character.
So, Trupti, my question is, can we say it was Pamela's direct intention to gain a social mobility through virtue?
No, it was not her direct intention to gain the social mobility, as he was just servant at Mr. B's house. Initially, she resist till the marriage, and she faces pressure from the Mr. B, as she was imprisoned by also her. But it was not her direct intention to gain the social mobility. But ultimately, by adhering to the virtuous nature, she gains the rewards. Okay, thank you.
That is a good question. Directly coming from the presentation, and something more on that we can get when you ask a proper question.